Hey guys, it's me. Today I'm going to show you how to import leads into SugarCRM. So typically when you get back from a conference, you might have a CSV file or Excel file. Looks kind of like this, where you have the headings across the top and the data below it. First thing you want to do is save it as a CSV file. So you'll select comma delimited, start.csv. Okay. Yes, you want to keep it in that format. You need to, so basically you just need to convert. If you have it in Excel format, you got to convert it to CSV. Then go into Sugar, go to the Leads tab, or mouse over Leads rather. Select Import Leads. Then see what is the data source, comma delimited file. Just leave this alone. Double quote. It's fine. Import create records. That's what you'll want to do most of the time. Step 2, select your file. Okay, there's the file I just created. Click next. Has header should be checked. Okay, now you'll see here it's got all the header rows. These are the rows that were in the CSV file, the first row, and it's saying what database field do you want to map this to. And over here it shows you what the what the very first row was. So basically it's kind of tedious. You kind of just match them up. First name is first name. Middle name, we don't have a field for that. Last name goes to last name. Job title goes to title. Company goes to account name. Address 1 goes to primary address street. Address 2, primary address street 2. Address 3, primary address street 3. City. State. Postal code. Country. Phone 1. It's office phone. So fax actually matched, so it just magically did that. So hopefully your whatever the format that you get your CSV file in will be a little bit cleaner. Alternatively, you could just name it in advance to match what the fields are in our database, and it would just, you wouldn't have to do this little step. Okay, so website. Notes. We'll go to communication summary. Qualify, in this case, I don't know, probably should just go to description because it won't match our qualify fields. It's kind of a judgment call. So there we go, we mapped all the fields successfully. Now you're going to want to add a few other fields. So, for example, 1, you're going to want to add the lead source. So where did these leads come from? This lead source was EDUCAUSE, so I'm going to do lead source, do EDUCAUSE, October 2010. So you'll see this is the default value. So these fields we're adding, we're not necessarily mapping from a field in the CSV file. We're actually just creating, we're saying for all these values we're going to give it a certain, we're going to specify what it is. So these are Carter's leads. So you're going to want to use assigned to. If you choose assigned user, I don't know what these are. You would have to type it in. Just do assigned to. That's just a little trick. And then start typing in your name. So this is Carter Hickman. Okay. So that means that the lead is going to be assigned to Carter, since these are his leads. Makes sense. You're going to want to also do industry. So all of EDUCAUSE for the most part is higher education. So we can specify that. We also know that their function is IT and telecom, so we can specify that. Let's see if there's anything else in here we'd like. Okay, last thing I'm going to do is status assigned. And then we're going to click this Show Advanced Options button. you can ignore everything on this left side, but what's neat over here is verify duplicate entries against select indexes. What happens at a conference sometimes, especially when you have lead scanners, you might end up scanning yourself, or you might scan people in several times. If you do this, email addresses, and put it in here, indexes used, it will basically only import one of the contacts if you have, if their email address matches. So that we definitely want to do that. And for save mapping as, we'll do this educause demo video. So when you save the mapping, what this does is, so you won't have to, if like, inevitably you're going to make a mistake the very first time you try and do this. Rather than having to specify all this again, by saving it as something, when we mess up, we can go back to it and just make some changes. So let's do import now. See, it's importing the records. Okay, it's done. Okay, oh great, it's saying 131 duplicates found because I actually have already imported this list. But if it wasn't, it would show me the list of duplicates down here, and I would just hit import complete. Now, let's say there was a mistake. What you would do is you'd click undo last import. Your last import was undone, okay. You would try it again. And say, here's what I was saying about saving it. It shows up right here, so you'd select that again. Click next. Choose the file again. It doesn't say the file name, it just saves the mappings. Next. You'll see, here's all the settings that we just did. So also, I mean, this is also useful if you have leads coming in a lot in the same format. You use this to do this routinely. So yeah, one thing I noticed is it doesn't, the saving mapping doesn't do the duplicate entries, so you need to remember that each time. But so now I could come in here and say, oh, you know, I wanted to add something else. You know, maybe I wanted to add, I don't know. Probably going to want to add team ID 1 global, but that's a little bit advanced. I'll explain that in another webinar. So, but anyway, you got the idea. You import it, do the mappings. This is the database column. This is the heading from the CSV file. And click import now. Again, it's not going to import any of them because I already implemented it before. So, but if I hadn't already done this before I started writing this demo video, I would just do import complete, and everything would be done. And that's how you import leads into Salesforce.